Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
Oh, it's cold today, baby. It's cold. But do you know what's colder and hotter than ever? Ring of Honor being back, episode 4, March 23rd, 2023. Riccaboni Coleman on commentary. Let's just start this off. But before we do that, welcome. I am KMB, the sexy ninja for C Plus Studios and the Paper Saber universe. This is the New World Podcast, brother. You can get your wrestling fix here with me, KMB, or if you're not into that wrestling, you can go check out the Sexy Ninja Cast where I talk about my fandoms and loves and passions and things I've learned over the years. All right? But we're on the New World Podcast, brother, and it's for life. Let's just start this off. Samoa Joe cuts a promo, and he puts out an open challenge, and I was like, ooh. But I already knew because I watched this the day after. I write out my notes, and then I write the notes throughout the show. I write out the card, but we'll get to the main event. Tells Mark, you ain't ready? You ain't ready for Joe? Because anybody that steps in that ring is gonna, this is why they chant, Joe is gonna kill you. So Joe puts that out there, saying like, hey, Mark, just watch what I do tonight. To my opponent, and you will understand that you have made a grave mistake trying to come for this Ring of Honor television championship. Next week at Supercard of Honor, March 31st. Can't wait, baby. Mark Briscoe versus Tony Nese with Mark Sterling, Josh Woods on the outside. Fun match, man. Mark is so entertaining, especially when he does his kung fu moves. He's a redneck foo. Mark Briscoe's the shit. And I cannot wait to see if they pull the trigger for him at Supercard of Honor. And at Supercard of Honor, the Reach for the Sky tag team ladder match, But that's the thing. I know we got the Lucha Bros in there, but no one else has really been on that card. But maybe next week. Maybe next week we will decide the fates of who's going to be in that ladder match. Lots of wrestling coming up. I realized... this is why I'm kind of happy that Rampage was on Saturday, so I could have a day to be like, okay, cool. I got to get my brain fixed because this next week, folks, it's a whole slew of wrestling, and I can't wait because WrestleMania is next weekend. But what am I talking about, WrestleMania, baby? I'm talking about Ring of Honor. Mark Briscoe for the win. Great moment afterwards, hugging his family on the outside. They're all watching on. We're all rooting for Mark, R.I.P. Jay, and... I got to tell you, this episode of Ring of Honor has just really touched my soul in so many good ways of, bringing back good memories of me watching Ring of Honor back in the day and everything like that. And I'm glad, Tony, that you are keeping Ring of Honor alive because we need it, and we need it. I need it. I say we, and everyone's like, fuck you. The show's terrible. I'm like, I like it, though. Ring of Honor. Next up, the Thrustbusters versus AR Fox, Metalik and Blake Christian. Oh my gosh. Talk about a match, man. You got Ari Daivari, Slim J, Jeeves K on the other side. That's the Trustbusters with Mark Sterling, who's with everybody and anybody. Wait, well, you know what? I'm going to call it Mark. I'm going to be like, yo, you are in all these factions, and you're here, there, you're with Jay Cargill. You need to be with KMB. I need some representation here. And I think I need Mark Sterling for it. So we can shoot to the moon. But no, this match, this was a damn good match, man. AR Fox is a beast. They all are, man. Metalik, Blake Christian. I mean, these three as a team, I thought it was kind of random when they're like, yeah, we're gonna go challenge we're going to go against we want the trio championship, and that's who we are, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. But no, this match, I'm like, no, I don't know anything. I'm just a dumb Mark. this was just fun. This was just a damn fun match. Embassy attacks. I definitely, this is going to be huge pay-per-view for Ring of Honor for keeping these top-tier talents the way they are. The ladies division, they got such a great women's division. I want to see more of the champ, on TV, not defending the title, at least wrestling. I know she put out the challenge last week, for Ring of Honor, because she had a fantastic match with Willow Nightingale. I'm telling you, I wanted those two at Supercard of Honor, but you ask for it, you don't get it sometimes. But it could be down the road. It could be something Tony's like, I'm keeping that in the chamber, son. You ain't ready for that. I'm like, you know what, Tony? You're right. Lady Frost versus Sky Blue. Sky Blue for the win. Fun match. Like I said, these women in Ring of Honor, I like the fact that they're pretty much almost all over the place. They're on AEW Dark. They're on main AEW television. But I think you want to build more with Sky Blue on Ring of Honor. And now Lady Frost is cool. I love this character. And I love when the commentary is like, ooh, did it get frosty in here? Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I see what you did there. But no, Sky Blue for the win. Fun match. Ray Titus, Tracy Williams versus Roosh and Dralistico with Jose on the outside. God damn. I'm going to tell you this. Roosh, he is a guy. He is a top guy. He scares me. He is the pure definition. If you mess with the bull, you get the horns. But Roos and Dralistico for the win, and all these matches were just like bam, 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 bam. And I had to watch this in the span of a day because I had so much stuff to do. But I'm glad I savored every moment of this show by watching these matches. And I think I watched this one while I was eating lunch, and I was having some soup, because it's cold out here. I had some soup, and I'm like, Roosh, but yeah, Roos and Dralistico for the win. Red Titus, Tracy Williams looked great as well. Now this, I felt this was important. This was some meats and potatoes. Eddie Kingston and Claudio, face to face, pretty much backstage interview. Claudio finally accepts, and we get Eddie Kingston and Claudio at Supercard of Honor for the Ring of Honor, almost said television, Ring of Honor Championship. Holy smokes, man. I mean, these two jabbing at each other, making it personal. That's what I was waiting for. I was like, when he's like, and Eddie's like, I was sleeping on your couch, man. I was like, I lived with you and stuff like this. And Claudio's like, I know you. Your biggest weakness is you run away, Eddie. When we go to the gym every day, and it gets a little too hard, you run away. And Eddie playing it so well and, being really truly the underdog. And I like what Claudio did with that. He's like, you're the victim. You're always I'm the underdog. Why you're the underdog? Because you run away. You don't face these challenges the way you need to. So this was if you want to see some really great, if you're in the business right now, you're trying to break out, you're trying to learn how to talk, you're trying to learn how to get across on the television. If you want to cut promos and stuff, this is one of those ones I would say you should sit down and dissect this, because these two, just them looking at each other, I was just like, they want to kill each other. And it's personal because they took some really hardcore shoots at each other. So, big match, Supercard of Honor next week. Darius Martin versus Matt Taven of the Kingdom, Maria, Mike Bennett outside. Matt Taven for the win, but damn, the top flight singles, you got these two right here. You got Darius Martin, and his brother. You got these two brothers that as a team are phenomenal, and even as singles, they're phenomenal. Like, they're a total package. And this isn't over. I think we're going to see a big, big match at Super Card of Honor between these two teams, the Kingdom versus Top Flight, because the war ain't over. This ain't over. You know, Darius had to be saved by his brother afterwards because the Kingdom was attacking. So I was like, you know, I'm okay with this feud because it kind of bled over into AEW, which I was like, okay, sure, but I'm like, Tony, you need to keep ROH. I know we got to get eyes on the product. I understand that 100%. You got a streaming service and you got people you need to pay, but you should keep this on Ring of Honor. These two, keep it here because this is where I'm tuning in to see these two teams go at each other, and I'm like that's how you keep me invested. And then I see him on Ring of AEW, and I'm like, that was cool, but not many people are gonna get it. You know what I mean? Like people who, like the hardcore wrestling fans, AEW fans, you know, yeah, sure, some of them will, but I don't think they're all watching Ring of Honor. They like seeing it on AEW. But, you know, this is its own brand. And I'm sorry for ranting, but that's just my opinion. Next up, Brian Cage, who I really like. Brian Cage this past couple of shows has really grown on me. Versus Tony Deppen. Damn, dude. You know, this whole show is like a time machine. You know, it's like, holy crap, yeah, remember this, remember that, you know. And I'm really mad that I'm sorry, folks. I just woke up. Did I wake up? No, I woke up and I finished the show on my phone. But Ring of Honor is like a time machine, and it's just like, this is what I like, you know. And the crowd was pretty good tonight. The crowd was pretty good. I actually enjoyed the crowd. They were actually into these matches, especially towards the end. But Tony Deppen, man, I want to see him back on that Ring of Honor television title trail, or you know, or something else, because he brought it to Brian, and Brian brought it back, and I enjoy Brian more than Wardlow or a Hobbs or anything of that nature. Like Brian Cage is the Swolverine? Did they say it right? But after that, they start beating down Tony after Brian won, and who comes out? AR Fox. Metalik and Christian, they all come out with the weapons. They ain't messing around. They're like, yo, we making statements. And those not trios. They don't call them the trios in Ring of Honor. The 6-man tag world championships, those are coming with us. So you better be ready at Super Card of Honor. All right, Shane Taylor versus Silas Young. For two big dudes and Shane Taylor just being awesome. And Silas Young. So I got to say this. With this match, I had a lot of fun. And Shane Taylor for the win. But I will say this. I just realized, I don't know if it's just me, but our elbow drops really aren't a thing. You know, especially good elbow drops. And Silas Young's got some great elbow drops. You know, when Shane Taylor was down there, he's like, bam, guts up, bam. Bam, you're making this too easy. Bam. And I was just like, man, those are some really beautiful just elbow drops. And he, you know, I was like, man, I really don't see that. And this match was definitely that old school tactics, you know, of style of wrestling match. And I enjoy that. And sometimes when, you know, I love the spots. I love the bam, 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 bam. But when you get down to pure wrestling psychology, this was fun. Shane Taylor for the win. And Silas Young showing some respect. And I love the Code of Honor, you know, and I love people who don't do the Code of Honor. But fun match. This match, Billy Starks versus Miranda Alizé, I would say was of the show. Billy Starks, 18 years old, you know, prodigy. I don't know. Somebody like Miranda Alizé, who is half lucha, you know, has an awesome mask. I really do enjoy her look. Like, especially when she comes out of the mask and then she comes to the ring, you know, she has her whole thing. I was expecting more. I was like, okay, man. I was like, all right, let's see some crazy lucha stuff, or let's just see something. Let's let these two women go to town. Billy Starks, she's growing on me. But this match, I was like, I don't know. This match felt very underwhelming. Even because I was like, okay, here we go, baby. Here we go. You know, let's see this. And no. I was waiting for something to be like, okay. Okay. Billy Starks for the win. Let's move on. I would say that's the only thing in the show that I was like, yeah. Next up, Matt Sydal, Christopher Daniels versus Aussie Open. Oh my gosh, man, Aussie Open. I'm just becoming a super fan of this team. They are top tier level. Like, I want them in the Reach for the Sky ladder match. I want to see Aussie go all the way and win those Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, because they are the future, and they have such great chemistry. Matt Sydal, Christopher Daniels holding their own. The future versus the past, and this match was the shit. This is such a good match. I really want to go back and rewatch this, because I'm like I said, that crowd too is all for Aussie Open. Aussie, oi, oi, oi. They got the hand signals and everything like that. This match solidified my super fandom for Aussie Open. I was like, whew, because I been watching them. I was like, yeah, these guys are great. And this one it felt like the tip of the hat with Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels. They're like, and here you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's pure wrestling right there. The handoff, like, here we go. And they put up their hands, and I looked at that moment, and it was just like, oh, yeah, Aussie Open. Let's see these guys keep growing, and just win all the tag team championships. All of them. Now, the main event, I will say this. Because like I said, I write down all the matches. I leave enough space in between to write notes. And I have the biggest one here, the biggest note I have. Samoa Joe versus Cheeseburger. You know how fucking excited I was with Cheeseburger? See a Cheeseburger on the card? I love Cheeseburger. I was like, Samoa Joe and Cheeseburger, and, how he got his name, like, the history of Cheeseburger is awesome. So seeing Cheeseburger, I was like, yes! He's carrying the mask of Delirious and everything like that. He gets out there, and I was just like, here we go. And I paused this match because I was like, okay, I need some popcorn. I need a cheeseburger because I want to watch Cheeseburger and Samoa Joe for the Ring of Honor Television Championship, this open challenge. Or was it for the title? I don't know. But it doesn't matter, okay? We all know Joe's not going to lose. But I paused it, and I was like, okay, cool. And I looked at the time. The show's about an hour and 55 minutes. And we were at, and right when I paused it, it was like an hour 52 point something. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a squash. Fuck. And I wrote right here, Cheeseburger deserves more. Don't do this to Cheeseburger. And Samoa Joe for the win. Squash. Boom. Cheeseburger got some offense in. Samoa Joe kills him. Beats him down, and he's about to hit him with a chair. And of course, to end the show, big thing, the big circle around. Mark Briscoe for the rescue has a chair of his own, holding off, defending, saving Cheeseburger. And I was like, Cheeseburger, you deserve more, Cheeseburger. You deserve so much more. But I guess, but I just keep bringing some Cheeseburger back into my life. That's all I'm saying. Cheeseburger's the shit. So, good show. 4 out of 5. I give it. It's on the. I'm part of the Honor Club. That's how I watch this show. You should check it out. It's a damn good time. I'm having fun, especially going through the archives. I'm going to check out Death Before Dishonor. Or was it Final Battle? Final Battle. I'm going to watch Final Battle from last year, from December, and then give it a review, because I want to go into. Because, like, there's some things where they're like, oh, they mention, like, oh, yeah, this, back in December, this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm missing some things. So I'm going through those archives. I'm watching the shows. I definitely want to catch up on 2022 just to see where storylines are going. But Supercard of Honor next week, baby. Supercard of Honor next week on a Friday. It's going to be a damn good time for pro wrestling fans, especially leading up all the way to the big show next week. A lot of shows are happening, man. A lot of shows. Indie wrestling is slowly, like, I'm seeing all these little indie promotions going back up, and I'm just like, yes, this is what we need, you know. And I've been watching, on my list, not been watching, but on my list is GCW. You know, there's some other great shows that I'm at. Impact is having their big pay-per-view tonight. So there's a lot of stuff going on this week, a lot of wrestling. So let's just get to it, baby. Let's just get to it. 4 out of 5. KB says, check it out. Wait, oh my God, that's not, you know where I stole that from? I feel so dirty. I'm sorry, Joe Bob. I'm sorry, Joe. Don't sue me, man. Don't sue me. That's not my catchphrase. That's his. Because he says, Joe Bob says, go check it out. No. All right, y'all. Thank you for supporting the New World Podcast. Keep rocking with us here at C Plus Studios and the Paper Saber universe. We're going to keep rocking, baby. Go get yourself some merch. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo that was designed by Penta. Go get yourself a True Sexy Ninja shirt that was designed by Katie. More designs coming. And also get yourself just support the show, support C Plus Studios as best as you can. You know, you can even support by telling other people, like, yo, this crazy big head boy gets all crazy on the TikToks and says random things and does this and that, you know. So nothing but love, nothing but respect. Thank y'all. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and as always, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
The G doesn't mean anything to me. The only thing that means anything to me right now is beating you for that championship.